The alien girl I saved introduced me as her mate to her species. I never meant to get involved with aliens. I was just a field medic station on the fringe of the Glee's colonies. Most of my days were spent patching up miners with plasma burns or giving painkillers to tech workers with blown-out spines from too many gravity shifts. But then I found her. The crash had happened in the dead of night. A comet storm had scattered debris across the region. Most of it was junk, scrap metal, twisted panels, some broken solar rigs. But one piece moved. At first, I thought it was some wild animal dragging itself across the red dirt. But as I approached with a torch in hand, I realized it was something. She was maybe 5 feet tall, humanoid in shape, but unlike any species listed in the Alliance Registry. Her skin shimmered faintly under the torchlight, iridescent like beetle shell. Her eyes, large and dark, were clouded with pain. One of her arms was twisted at a wrong angle, and thin rivulets of silvery blue blood streamed down her side. She hissed when I approached, baring sharp little teeth. "I'm not going to hurt you," I said, kneeling slowly. "You crash-landed. Let me help." I don't know if she understood me, but she didn't run. I carried her back to my outpost and treated her wounds. She was quiet, but watched everything with razor focus. Days passed. She began mimicking words, mimicking me. She called me human in a chirping accent. Eventually, I learned her name, or something close to it. Colliery. Over the next weeks, she healed. Her species clearly had rapid cellular regeneration, but she still needed daily dressing changes and rest. She was curious, always touching my datapad, mimicking my posture, trying human food, which she absolutely hated, except for tea. I tried to send a report about her. Protocol demanded it, but every time I typed up the transmission, I hesitated. What would they do if they found her? Dissect her? Detain her? In the end, I deleted the draft. Colliery stayed. She insisted on helping around the outpost, though she did everything wrong. Putting laundry in the solar heater, using a wrench as a fork, and once terrifying a repair drone by chirping threats at it. She started calling me mate one day, and I laughed. "Don't say that around humans," I told her, but she didn't stop. It became her name for me. One day, she insisted I follow her out into the desert. I thought maybe she wanted to return to her wreckage, but we walked far beyond that. After a 2-hour hike, we reached a ridge overlooking a canyon. There, hidden in a gorge, was a ship, intact and surrounded by others of her kind. She grabbed my hand and yanked me forward, eyes glowing with excitement. "Colliery brought mate," she said proudly to the nearest one, a towering female with gold-etched armor and multiple head fronds. There was a long silence. Then murmuring, low, musical, and aggressive, some of the aliens hissed. One stepped forward and sniffed me. Another bared fangs. Colliery stood in front of me, chin raised, voice sharp. She was defending me. Eventually, the largest alien, a regal-looking elder with metallic skin, raised a clawed hand. The others fell silent. She approached me, eyeing me like a puzzle. Then she spoke in halting standard galactic. "You saved daughter, protected her, fed her." I just did what any medic would. I stammered. She tilted her head. "She claims you as mate." Colliery chirped something behind me. The elder's eyes softened. "She speaks of you with bond vow tongue." "Wait, what vow?" "Life mate bond, sacred among us, rarely offered." I turned to Colliery. "You said I was your friend." Colliery blinked innocently. "Mate is best friend. Forever." Oh no. They held a greeting ceremony that night, which involved humming dances, painted symbols across my chest, and me awkwardly being paraded before 6 armored warriors who sniffed my hair and grunted in approval. I wasn't sure if I'd been accepted or adopted or married, But either way, I was now part of Kaliri's clan. She stuck by me the entire time, gripping my hand and occasionally whispering translations. Big one over there thinks you are too skinny. Elder likes your scent. I told him you keep food warm and heal wounds. They say you're very useful. Like egg mate. I wasn't sure how to feel about being considered an egg mate, but the aliens began treating me with an odd kind of reverence after that. Weeks passed, and I remained in the canyon settlement. Kaliri showed me her people's culture, how they hunted using scent waves, how they communicated emotion through skin color shifts, how they formed life bonds. Her people weren't just tribal warriors. They were intelligent, deeply social, and fiercely loyal. And Kaliri, for all her quirks, became everything. She'd curl up beside me at night in a nest of woven reeds, tucking her head under my chin like it was the most natural thing in the world. She never asked for affection, but when I offered it, soft touches, shared food, long stares, she soaked it in like sunlight. I stopped thinking of her as the alien girl I saved. She was Kaliri, my chaotic, fearless, radiant Kaliri, and I was hers. Eventually, the Alliance came looking. A research ship landed near the outpost. They wanted to know where I'd disappeared to. I met with the ambassador and told him everything about Kaliri, her people, their intelligence. He was skeptical. Then Kaliri stepped out from behind a rock, regal and proud, and said, in fluent standard, "This is my mate. He will not be taken." It changed everything. Within months, her species, the Valari, were granted first contact status. Diplomatic exchanges began. I served as liaison, translator, and cultural bridge. But to Kaliri, I was always just mate. She never stopped introducing me like that, even in formal settings. "He keeps the nest warm," she once said in a council meeting, to the stunned silence of politicians. I flushed red. She just purred and curled her tail around my leg.